guys, this is just a little extra video. Just trying to get you guys some more practice if you'd like. This is something that I have seen on the ACT kind of prep stuff. So just wanted to get you as much information as you could if you're planning on going a four-year college route. All right, so we learned in 9.2 that we know that a triangle is a right triangle if it follows the Pythagorean theorem. So if a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Well, what if it does not turn out to be equals? Well, then it's going to be an acute or an obtuse triangle. All right, so let's take a look here at what makes something obtuse or acute. So if you do, again, you're kind of doing the Pythagorean theorem. If you do a squared plus b squared and you do c squared as well, if the a squared and the b squared end up being smaller, right? So this is smaller than the c squared, right? So this is going to be bigger, right? Then it's going to be an obtuse triangle. How I kind of remember that is, so the a squared and the b squared, those are kind of like the two legs if it was a right triangle. But if the c squared is bigger, then it makes this side really long, which then makes it be an obtuse, this be an obtuse angle down here in the corner. All right. So then if a squared plus b squared, if that ends up being bigger, so if this is bigger, right, than the c squared, so the c squared would be smaller, right, then it's an acute triangle, okay? All right, so let's just try a few examples here. Okay, so on these pictures here, 18, 19, 20, it just says, is it a right triangle? So we try the Pythagorean theorem. Now, how do we know which one's A, B, and C? Well, if it is a right triangle, C needs to be the longest. So this will be our C, and it doesn't matter which one's the A or the B, so I'll just put that A, that B. All right, so then we would go 20 squared plus 19 squared, and then we'll put 28 squared, okay? So now we type that in on our calculator and see what we get here. So let me get my calculator out. All right, sorry about that. Should have had it out and ready for you. All right. All right, so I know 20 squared is 400. So I know that 20 times 20 is 400. Not quite sure what 19 squared and 28 squared are, so let's do those. 19 squared is 361. All right, so that's going to be a total of 761. And then let's see where we're at with 28 squared. All right, so we get 784. All right, so if this were a right triangle, this would be an equal, okay, which it's not. These are not equal, right? So 761. It's not equal, so this is not a right triangle. But what is it? So if it's not a right triangle, what is it? Is it acute or is it obtuse? Well, we see that 784 is bigger, or 761 is smaller. Right, so then we would go like this. The alligator likes to eat the bigger one. All right, so the c squared is bigger. So that means that hypotenuse would be a longer side, which then would make this be obtuse. All right. So on the next one here, 8, 24, 25. So 8 squared plus 24 squared, and then 25 squared. So I know 8 squared is 64. Okay, just got to check out what 24 squared and 25 squared is. All right, so 576 and 625. 576 and 625. All right, so 64 plus 576, that would be 10, 13, 14, 640. So is 640 equal to 625? No. So this is not a right triangle. Okay, but then what is it? Okay, well, on this one, this is bigger. I always think that the alligator likes to eat the bigger one. Okay, so that means that a squared plus b squared is bigger than 625. So that must mean it is an acute triangle. Okay. Now next chapter, actually this chapter, just later on here, we will learn what all these angles are. So when we know the three sides, or even two of the sides, we should be able to figure out what the missing angles are. So if it's acute, we will know and be able to figure out what all three of those angles are. All right. Let's see. Do we want to do one more? We have a little time. Let's go down here. Let's do this square root 11, square root 7, and 4. All right. So again, we need to know which one is the C. So the C is always going to be the biggest one. So let's see what square root 11 is. Square root 11 is, and if I want it in decimal, right, simplest radical form, we want it in math print. But if I want to know what it would be, square root 11 is 3.3, and square root 7 is 2.6. So that means the 4 is, this is going to be the C, right? So then we'll just make that be the A and the B. All right. So A squared plus B squared, and then C squared. All right, well, I know C squared is 16, okay? So now we have to figure out the other parts. Well, square root of 11 squared means square root of 11 times square root of 11, okay? Which would mean square root of 121, if we put them together. And then the square root of 121 is a perfect square, and that's just 11. Okay, so square root of 11 squared is just 11. So hopefully you can kind of figure out what would square root of 7 squared be. If what I just did didn't make sense, you could just come back here and write parentheses square root 7 parentheses squared. And that gives us 7. All right. So anytime you square a square root, they just cancel like that. So this would just be a 7. All right. So 11 plus 7, we get 18. Right. So 18, is that equal to 16? Nope. So it is not a right triangle. 18 is bigger than 16. So that means the a squared plus b squared is bigger than 16. Therefore, this would be an acute triangle. Okay, so hopefully that wasn't too hard. I will also attach a Google form if you want to practice this. And again, it's not, you don't have to do it. I just thought you might want, you know, it is, I've seen it in ACT practice stuff. So just thought I would teach it to you since we are not going to have time to cover everything. It is not an MCA benchmark. So technically it's okay that I'm skipping it. But I do like to teach you guys and help you guys get ready for the ACT. So hope this helped. All right. Bye-bye.